Just with me. What's up? It's the day after Independence Day. I am Dr. Gabby. I'm a writing coach for aspiring writers who have a story they want to share with the world. This is my bestie, Jamie.
I am a life and business coach and the founder of the Anima Collective. We're talking about aging today.
And you're the mom of three. And
I am the mom of three teenagers, which is weird.
And I have 0 children, which is also weird. So after I left your house yesterday, I hit up one of my girlies, Dr. Cox, and she was telling me about this longevity program that she's running, which is teaching women, a cohort of women, about the difference between chronological aging and biological aging. And then it got my head spinning all night, of course, about like, what does aging even mean, right? Because I was thinking, like, not only is there like the physicality of age and the chronology of age, but then there's also like emotional age. And most of the time I feel like I'm 25, but I also feel like I've developed a lot of emotional maturity and emotional skills that I definitely didn't have when I was 25. Like I have resilience and patience and emotional management in general, right? So like, I'm curious what your experience of aging is in general.
I mean, I have had that experience of like, I am constantly looking to be like, when am I going to feel like an adult? I feel more like an adult now than I ever have, but I still don't feel like a full adult. I'm 48 years old. I have 3 children who are like about to be adults. Like, I don't know when this is going to actually happen where I actually feel like an adult, but also when I look at myself when I'm 25, I'm so like, there's so much more adultness in
me. But is there like a line where like you like, is it like you feel like an adult? Like there's a line in the sand, like one day.
I think that my assumption used to be that there was some moment that I was going to like go over that threshold and be like, oh, this is what it feels like. And I have yet to cross it. So I don't know if I ever will.
Mm-hmm. For me, like everything has felt really fluid. I'm aging fluid. I think, you know what, Chip Conley talks about this. So speaking of Chip Conley, you and I in 24 days, 25 days, will be celebrating my birthday at the Modern Elder Academy with Chip Conley. And I think he's the one who came up with this term about age fluid, or I don't remember the exact words. I'll have to look it up. But I have always felt like that. Like if I'm in professor mode, I feel a different age than when I'm goofing off with you, than when I'm coaching a client. You know, like I feel like kind of fluid in my experience of it.
I do too. And I feel like that's the like space of the in between of when I'm with. Every so often there are moments when you're with somebody like way younger. Like I have one client who's 24, I think, 25. And like, I adore her. And like the amount that she wants to have figured out, I'm like, you can't, you're 25. You cannot just like insert yourself in and be like, oh, I now know. Like, she's one that I talk about aging a lot with, because she's like, I feel like I should know this by now. I'm like, dude, most people at 50 don't know what you're asking. Like, you're ahead of the game, but I also know that feeling so well where you're like, at some point I'm gonna know the things, and you're like, no, you're not.
And then also, as I was thinking of it, I was also thinking about this series that we're doing for this 30 days. And I was thinking, like, part of the reason I'm doing this series is I can't wrap my head around having been on the planet for 50 years. Like, there's still some kind of major cognitive dissonance that I'm experiencing around my own chronological age. Like, I don't know at what point it's going to actually register, even though I'm doing this every day, talking to you, planning the party, getting ready for it. There still feels like there's a big disconnect for me.
I fully agree. And I think I think if you're doing life right, that's going to be there, right? Because you're still really, really living. You're still really, really doing stuff. And like, you're not like, well, now I'm 50, so I'm about to die, right? You're not like, I'm over the hill, you know, and all that. Like, I think of like all that stuff that used to be very popular, like when people turned 40. And I'm like, 40, I feel like I was just getting started, right?
Me too.
I feel like
I remember my mom.
My
mom told me that 40s were her best years. 40s were not my best years. 50s were my best years, I've decided. But I also feel a lot of just pride. My mom died when she was 52. And I also feel like I'm getting to the age that my mom was when she passed. And so I'm feeling like, okay, like we can do this. We got this. So that's what part of this momentum is for. So like this video if you found it helpful. Share this video with your friends who would love it. Drop in the comments how old do you feel like you actually are compared to how old you actually are. And Jamie and I will be back with more words of wisdom tomorrow. Okay, hope you're enjoying your Friday, guys. We'll see you soon.